Did you know your hearing aids can actually change how they sound in seconds without ever stepping foot in your audiologist's office? Today, I'm going to walk you through step by step how to use the ReSound Smart 3D app. We're going to make sure that you're comfortable in being able to adjust the sound for what you need every day. So let's dive in. Now, I'm not going to walk you through how to actually connect the hearing aids to your phone, but we do already have a video for that, which I'll link in our bio. So before you watch the rest of this video, of course, make sure your hearing aids are connected, but also make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. Let's get started. Now, when you first open the app, you're going to be prompted with this screen. I already have my hearing aids connected to my phone, but now we also need to connect them to the app. So it's recognizing and searching for them. And when you get to this step, it's very important that you don't hit OK. I find most people get confused here. I want you to take your hearing aids and put them in the charger and remove them from the charger, or use your push buttons to turn off and turn on your hearing aids. Give the hearing aids about 10 to 20 seconds to turn on, and then we're going to see that we're going to automatically be sent to the next screen. We can now hit start. When we open up the app, this is our home screen. We're going to be prompted with a few things here. We're going to allow access for our microphone as well as our camera for ReSound Assist, which we'll look at later. On the top bar, we're going to see our programs. In the middle section, it's going to be our current program, which is our all-around, which is our default program. We're going to see a noise filter and a speech clarity button. Noise filter is going to reduce some low-level noise, where speech clarity is going to put an emphasis on the higher pitches, allowing speech to sound more clear. The single line is our volume control. We can either adjust it to the left, decreasing the overall volume, or we can move it to the right, increasing the volume. We can select to separate the hearing aids and adjust them independently, or we can also select the mute button to mute the hearing aids. We have our Auracast, which we'll look at later, and then we have our sound enhancer, which is going to allow us to adjust the bass, the middle, and the treble. We also have access to our noise reduction, or some of the features behind the scenes. On the left-hand side, we're always going to be reducing the strength of something, oftentimes turning it off. And then as we move to the right, we are going to go up in strength from mild, moderate, considerable, strong, and then also automatic, allowing the hearing aid to adjust. Very similarly, we're going to see this with noise reduction. As we move to the left, it's off, and then as we go towards the right, it's stronger. So to switch programs, we can select the icon on the top, or we can swipe. Here in noise, especially in a premium level technology, is going to have that intelligent noise tracking feature, which will automatically reduce the background noise. We still have access to the noise filter as well as speech clarity, and we do still have the ability to reduce the overall volume of a single hearing aid or both hearing aids. And we also have the ability to mute and unmute, as well as use the sound enhancer, adjusting the bass, the middle, and the treble as well. Now, it's important to note any changes you're making, those are all temporary changes. You can't make any permanent changes to your hearing aids. So it is something where you can adjust it, and then as they go into the charger, they reset. We can also do something similarly here too, where we can actually create a favorite program. So if you're always in a specific environment and you've made some adjustments to your hearing aids that you like the sound of, we can create a favorite program. Now, as somebody who likes to support local businesses, we're going to call this one Snug, which is a restaurant located here in Port Credit called Snug Harbor. these are going to make some adjustments for Snug Harbor. So that way, when I always go back to that restaurant, I can go into my list and activate my favorite setting. If you hit status, that's going to show you that your hearing aids are connected to your phone. If I had something like an Apple Watch, we would also see that connected as well. And then the green lights are indicating the life of your batteries. When all 5 are on, you're going to know that your hearing aid is fully charged. Every morning when you take the hearing aids out of the charger, all 5 lights should be on, indicating good battery health. And then as the day progresses and your hearing aids are using energy, you're going to start to notice those lines go down. One of the interesting things is if you have your hearing aids in the charger and you open up the app, you'll actually be defaulted to this screen, which shows you with the lightning bolts that your hearing aids are charging. And it's also giving you an updated status of your charge. So we'll see my left hearing aid is already fully charged and my right hearing aid is just topping up slightly. If my hearing aids were turning off or they were not connected to my phone, then we would see this dotted red line with an exclamation mark. As soon as my hearing aids turn on and reconnect to my phone, we go back to a solid white line. Under the My ReSound tab, we're going to be able to control a lot back here. So we're going to be able to access the Find My Hearing Aids. You need to ensure that your locating services is always allowed, but this will show you the last location that your hearing aids were connected to your phone. We can do it in map view, and you can also do it in satellite view. So I'm here at the clinic. You can see that's where we're located in the port credit area. We also have our signal strength. So that's as we move the hearing aids closer to the phone, they become stronger. As we move it away, it becomes weaker. We also have access to tap control. So we can enable or disable the tap function for either answering phone calls on either of the hearing aids. We have a whole learning section, which gives us information about all you need to know about the app. But of course, you're watching that video, so you don't need to go look there. We have guiding tips. So if you ever wanted to have some extra information, we can access those. And then also tips for iPhone use. Now, the My ReSound Assist is an excellent option to have built into your hearing aid, and this allows for remote care. And we can do this in real time, so synchronous or asynchronous. The first option is the Request Assistance. The Request Assistance is a nice feature to have because this can be accessed at any time. If you're ever having any concerns with your hearing aids, you can hit Request Assistance. It'll ask you a series of questions. It will ask you to best define your problem. I'm going to go with too sharp in specific sounds, and then further breaks it down, and you can select one from that option list. And how severe is it? Does it happen on one side? Is it both sides? And is it in all your programs or a specific program? It will then summarize your request. You can change the topic or the title, and then you can also send a personal message. Once you hit send, that is going to be sent directly to your audiologist or hearing healthcare professional. If I was to go into my email, I would receive an email notification. I can then, as a clinician, make some adjustments in the software and send it directly back to you. You can then hit that My Request and New Settings, and it will load or give you the option to load the new settings. If you're unhappy with the adjustments that your hearing healthcare professional made, it also gives you the option to revert back to the previous settings. We also have live assistance. Now, this is something that's going to happen in real time. It's like a FaceTime call where you're going to see your clinician. We need to ensure that all of these are enabled in order for this to work. So, of course, you need your hearing aid connected to your phone. Your hearing aid needs to be charged. Your phone needs to be charged. You do need to be connected to Wi-Fi, and you need both the camera and the microphone permission granted to allow this to work. The difference here is with request assistance, you can do that at any time. The live assistance function, you are seeing your clinician in real time, but the clinician needs to be the one to start that call. You're unable to start a remote session. Once your clinician saves it, your hearing aid settings are saved into your hearing aids when that phone call ends. You can also do software updates. So this is showing me that my firmware is up to date. In the past, you would have had to gone into your hearing aid clinic to do a firmware update. So now this is giving you the prompt at home and walking you through all the necessary steps to ensure that your hearing aid firmware is up to date. If we go under the More tab, it gives us the ability to pair a wireless accessory to our hearing aids. ReSound makes excellent wireless accessories, including the multi-mic as well as the TV Streamer Plus. But we also have a feature where we can check our fit. So this walks you through exactly what you need. But basically what would happen is your clinician would take a photo of the hearing aid sitting properly in your ear. It would be saved as a reference photo in the app. Then if you're ever having difficulties or you're unsure if your hearing aid is sitting correctly, you can hit the start and then it will compare the two. Now, I'm not going to run it, but that is something where you'll be able to compare those examples. You can also do with a favorite program is geotag it. So you can add a location so that way whenever you enter your restaurant, instead of you having to manually go into the app and adjust it, it automatically kicks in on its own. Now, the ReSound Smart 3D app, it gives you a lot of control over your hearing devices. I don't think a hearing aid app is something that you need to use every time, but it does give you that control.